To take me through the Nico build real quickly, but to build on it, I think it's important to note that Nico, sort of akin to the Annie, was a very, very big champion for 116 in the summer on 2023, and so I think seeing him on it here again feels like it's a lot about comfort. He feels comfortable in his lane against the AD LeBlanc, which he would have had a lot of practice with again back in 2023, and so seeing him on it, I feel confident. It's got itself a lot of follow-up for the likes of Rakan. It can set up for the Rumble ult. And now we've got some shenanigans. There is once again treachery afoot.
There is. There's also some wild things going on in the top lane as Driver has ghosted first strike, which I'm down for that.
Yeah. It's eerie on the Nico, so
yeah.
Arcane Comet was the most common pickup, but I guess it's not the easiest to ever land the Arcane Comet onto LeBlanc.
I think it is difficult. But back to your point, though, of what Nico will be building. So for the most part, Nico goes Storm Surge, or sorry, goes Proto Belt into Storm Surge. So making use of those, you know, the cheaper Proto Belt and then the new OP item in Storm Surge. Now, will she go for that this game? Maybe not. I mean, maybe you go for Zhonya second instead, just to kind of provide yourself with a bit more armor and the ability to kind of, you know, survive after that initial engage. I'm not totally sure. At the same time, you know, do you need to go full AP? You know, do you need that Storm Surge second when you have a Rumble? Maybe not. I'm not sure. We'll see what his take on it is. But I think the 1v1, you know, obviously in the lane is quite good. But as the game goes on, it can be very, very difficult for Nico to deal with that AD LeBlanc. Particularly, it's very hard to match the wave clear. So if Sword Art can find a way to get out of this lane, start impacting the map, I could see that matchup going the other way pretty easily.
For sure. Sword Art off to a very good start here with the Bard, managing to land that Q to stun up Feng. First Q of the game, stunning is always a good start, and 116 is actually going to start with that E, so Gory jumping forward will get rooted up, but still definitely winning out on the trade.
And so far...
Yeah, Rest having a good time up top.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well for himself. I think Udyr always a champ that is quite strong early.
Yeah. I think really once you start to get to level 3, Rumble's pretty weak until level 3, when you can actually start controlling your heat.
Yep. Mid lane in Gory's favour for the moment. Oh, that stun does miss. And AD LeBlanc, a real nuisance to lane against. You know when Nico is kind of on the back foot in lane that something is wrong with the champion laning against. Obviously Nico, one of the strongest laners, probably in the entire game, but definitely within mid. Now it's a big step wave up here in Driver. Rest is going to try and make it past and maybe just straight in the jungle, get a bit of vision.
Oh yeah, will he force out the smite? Shouldn't do. But Carson now, with this pressure afforded to him, is going to be able to make his way now into Husha's jungle. There is a Gromp to clear, there's also the Wolves, and Husha is going to have to recall. So once again, Carson getting himself a lot of control in the jungle. This time, of course, mainly due to Rest.
And could this be a 3-man onto mid this early in the game? It is half health here for 1116. Has the W, though.
He manages to get out.
Wow.
Yeah, that was really nice pathing there by him. I think I die there almost 100% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been so upset. I think I would have died too. He's getting 3-manned at 3 minutes into the game by the enemy top laner. Yeah, that's such a... Wow, that's crazy. But he plays it well, he manages to get out, doesn't even have to burn any sums, and does waste a fair amount of their time. I wonder as well if that ends up with Driver having TP advantage. I'm not sure, he might just TP back to lane anyway, or he might choose to stay for a while and just try and build up a bigger item advantage.
Well, he's doing some scouting. So he's gonna know where Casa is very shortly, but Casa should be fine. He's obviously picked himself up an extra wolf camp, and he has no real threat onto his topside camps, although Husha is looking to try and pick up something here. Looks like he might even get himself a wolf camp.
Nice little takeaway for him there. As 1116 was forced to TP back to the lane, so obviously was chunked very low. Didn't need to come back. And it'd be nice to see how much first strike gold Rumble makes at the end of the game. I don't think we'll ever get to see it, but I think, you know, Rumble, one of those melee champs that obviously can abuse a rune really well because he has ranged components in his kit, you know, like the E and the Q. So that can be really, really nice. Definitely one of the best users, I think, of the rune.
There's no flash on this Rumble, and there is a Casa. Very much welcoming. Is going to pop that Ghost, get stunned up. Casa's going to be able to land that CC. Driver still trying to run away. Is going to have to try and use that shield. Not going to be able to. It's first blood now for Rest. Husha not going to go 3 for 3.
Well, it is Driver, of course, going down. He goes to rush out the Merc Treads. So just wants the movement speed and the ability to get out of all this CC. Husha, in the meantime, trades on the bot side of the map, will be starting up this Dragon. Currently has both mid and bot priority. Gory hasn't reset yet either, so Beyond should know that there's no chance this gets contested. And they will just be able to pick up a Dragon for their trouble.
Yeah, now it'll be interesting to see what Husha does following this, because obviously Casa's pathed out to the bot side, seen that his wolves are gone, and now is headed top, where he doesn't have a camp yet, but there are the Void Grubs.
Get a replay of this. So Driver, he didn't have a ward down. This pink ward is just controlling the river, and while he did spot Casa here, I think what he was expecting was probably just a reset, as there are no top camps up yet. And unfortunately, the wave was in a pretty poor state for him, pushing away from him while his jungler is on the other side of the map. So wanted to be able to crash it in. Unfortunately, just is not going to be able to be safe. I think even with the flash instead of the ghost, wouldn't have made it out here. It was just too far up and too much available for the side of CFO. And now, Driver, he altered the grub. He's got his priorities in order. He got it.
This guy forgot to change to smart cast.
You reckon?
No, I don't know, but I feel like that was not how he should have altered.
No, probably not.
Personally, I think he probably should have altered to pressure Casa, but alas, they got the Void Grub, so it's 2-1 now in regards to that.
Yeah, not too bad. As Sword, I think this is the kind of time where you can start to get a bit more active on the map. Gory still has not reset, so should be sitting on a ton of gold. Maybe he's going to try force 1116 to reset again before he goes for his. It looks like that's what's going to happen, so he's going to have a pretty nice lead when eventually he does TP back to lane. Let's see if he waits for one more. Nope, decides to base, so maybe he can actually hold his TP.
Husha has a Doran's Blade, by the way.
Yeah, that's not super uncommon at the moment. You sometimes see junglers picking up a Doran's Blade after their first few camps, which maybe it's more of a solo queue thing, but I think on Viego especially, it's one of those champs that really needs to snowball, so having that extra dueling power can make a big difference. Gory actually TP'd the lane, so he did use that TP, which means 1116 will have his first, but it does currently afford the LeBlanc a lot of priority on the map for now. Can get some of his vision set up.
Now, trades up top are going fairly even, but Driver does have that first strike rune, so every trade that does go out, as long as he's able to proc that first, means he's gaining an advantage at least somewhat. Bit by bit, getting more and more gold, and 116 feeling a little bit better now that he has that Hextech alternator. Well, he's doing pretty well here with these auto trades. Star's going to pop the Pop Blossom, he's found the stun! The Rouge, he's got the solo kill! We're talking about the power of LeBlanc's laning phase, but 116 does not care as he finds himself a solo kill in the mid lane.
It's a very nice pickup there, and well, I think it was very well played by 116. I think it could have been a misplay from Gory. I think he stayed in lane for too long before. Probably should have looked to leverage that TP advantage a lot earlier. Instead, it kind of feels like he just ended up completely even in lane when he should have had a big lead. And we'll see how it kicks off here. I think Gory just was surprised by the ulti coming out. Have a look here. Dashes forward. A really nice punish from 1116. Manages to catch Gory there. And the CC just lasts so long. And Nico, of course, does so much damage. And I think 1116 has just always been very good at these sort of, not hard carry champs, but more, not even utility, but more like off carry champs, right? Stuff like the Annie and the Nico definitely have the potential to carry the game. They do it a bit differently than normal. And he's definitely showing us again here.
You'd almost say sort of playmaking champs.
Yeah, playmaking might be the way.
They can set up their own sort of skirmishes, their own opportunities. Now, Casa looking for an invade yet again onto Husha's jungle. Wolf camp being done. They will be able to spot out that this Gromp is alive. Sword Art, of course, in the area. Will have that tunnel. Is going to come through. Driver's trying to make his way out. Ghost does come down. He's getting very, very low. Equalizer comes out, and he's going to be burnt down. Rest picking up a second.
That was a nice play from Sword Art. Manages to come up to this top side. Unfortunately, Shun's not going to lose anything on the bot side either, as stay true. He's around, but I don't think he'll be able to find anything. He's just going to push through mid at the moment. And there are more Void Grubs spawning soon, but not just yet. Dragon as well, only 45 seconds away. I'm not too sure who actually wins this bot side 4v4 at the moment, because there is more damage, I think, for the side of Beyond. But I feel like Casa might just be completely unkillable right now. on the bot side.
Yeah, potentially. Well, I do feel like if you are able to get one reset on Viego, it should go in your favor. And there is a lot of setup between the Rakan, between the Nico. And of course, if you're landing CC, then Xayah's going to be outputting a lot of damage with those feathers.
Void Grubs are started up here by Husha. Does manage to get that. Was on 1 HP in Caster. He gets in. This is going to be a full-on fight. It is Xayah with first move. So CFO, they're on a timer here. They have to do this before Feng gets here. Well, Feng, actually, he's not sure if he should go back bot or not. Looks like he's going to commit. So CFO, they probably should give at this point.
Okay, but every single Void Grub got picked up by BYG.
Nice
it is going to be a Bard ult to save a lot of lives. Mystical Journey coming through. Husha does go through, but he's going to have to use that Heartbreaker to get himself out. And the stun comes through now. 116 very low. Does manage to land the two-man Rouge, and now Driver in no man's land. Feng, though, returning. It is still a 4v5. Knockup will not connect there onto Gory as he's going to be able to distort away. And while no one goes down, it's been Shun that's the big winner here from this engagement.
Shun gets a lot of gold on the bot side. And I have to say, I feel like Sword Art 1v9 that fight. It was a really good Bard ult, and then somehow the Bard tunnel feels like he just baited in one at a time, over and over and over. So it actually went pretty well, you know, given that that was a 4v5, getting everyone out. I'm not sure if, did they get one Void Grub in there, or did they not get any?
Yeah, no, it was BYG picked up all three.
Okay.
Which feels surprising, but
yeah,
well done to them.
It was nice. They did commit a lot for it, though. A question is really, can he do enough with the gold? Because again, I feel like Ezreal is just honestly not super strong in this patch, and I would much rather, you know, let's say it was reversed and your Xayah's getting gold. I think I'd feel a lot better about that.
Yeah, definitely more carry potential, it feels like, on a Xayah. Even though Xayah, not the best champ on the patch either. We'll see, though. Maybe Shun has one of those mystic techs that come through on Ezreal. It's very surprising to sort of note that Ezreal isn't that strong on the patch, considering in prior patches you could just build different sort of mythics and made your build so much stronger, and now that you can build anything, he's just got him weaker.
Yeah. Okay, Dragon is started up here by CFO. They've got that static shiv completed on their mid laner, so a lot of priority should be afforded to them. Instead, though, they're giving up the wave, and this means that Beyond will be able to contest soon. CFO, this is going to turn into a fight. I'm not sure if it's one CFO wants.
Yeah, Caster's a little bit of no man's land. He is getting out, but he's going to get rooted. He's going to get chomped up. He's going to be taken now. He goes golden first, though. It's 116 very, very low. Taken out now by Shun. There is a trade, though, as Husha turns into this rail, turns around, picks up that dragon. But it's going to be Driver who's looking for the double kill. Gory is not going to be taken out. The exhaust does come through by Sword Art as well as that flash from the LeBlanc. Driver, though, he's feeling okay. Rest in the meanwhile, up in top lane, taking out some plates. The big win, really, for BYG.
Yeah. I think that could have gone a lot worse for CFO as well. They did manage to sneak back a kill, but it was looking pretty bad there at the start. So that's an alright outcome, I think, for both sides, all things considered. We'll see it again here, and I think it was pretty weirdly played by CFO. I think the way to get this is to use the fact that with your static shiv, you should always get mid-prior, and you can keep Nico out of this fight. Instead, it just ends up a kind of fist fight 4v4 in the river, which Beyond should be better at. Again, I think a very, very good battle, as well as the Relot went pretty hard there as well. And Driver, you know, he TP'd in. Unfortunately, LeBlanc is a bit too slippery to catch, especially with Sword Art on him as well.
Yeah, does force out the flash, though. And while flash not the most important summoner spell on LeBlanc, it does feel good to get rid of whatever you can. And now there's two meeps on the battlefield.
There are. That's a lot of things to collect.
Second one's giving you a little bit of movement speed as well as some ability haste. Permanent until you die.
Slater is forced out here. Gory with that top move.
Is going to have to use that battle dance. Is going to get stunned up, and True Shot Barrage will connect. Feng losing a lot of his health. But ultimately, is it going to lead to anything? Of course, Rift Shield is up. And it feels pretty bad to fight right here, because you do have Shun with Triforce, while Feng is currently sitting a very minimal amount of gold away from completing the Kraken Slayer. Driver, though, on the top side, he's going to get chained up. Magical Journey comes through, stuns come through, tower goes golden, but Husha has arrived. Is it going to be enough though? Caster getting very low. Heartbreaker comes in. Flash comes in. There's teleport now from both mid laners. 116 might be more impactful. Has the Pop Blossom. That is going to be a reset now. There's a Rel in the battle. Rest is burning. Sword Art's burning. Husha is transforming. And now we have the Rel turning into the Udyr. It's another kill here. Found by 116. It should be the Rift Herald. And a huge lead now afforded to BYG.
And Beyond, they come up big there. And I think that was CFO trying to make a proactive play. They even connected the chain onto the Rumble, but there just is no damage. With the LeBlanc build, it's much more of a, sustained DPS build, and honestly, even at these items, doesn't even have that, right? You need more items on this LeBlanc to be impactful. You'll see it here. It really is just 3 champs with CC, but no actual damage to back it up. Because normally, with LeBlanc, AP at least, if you connect one chain, someone is pretty much dead. But you see, run out of damage completely, a lot of ultis used just to take Driver to half HP, and now committed already too far up. TP's come through, and Beyond just clean them all up. And look how impactful Nico is compared to LeBlanc in this sort of fight. Again, I think the AD LeBlanc build is very, very strong at the moment, but something we saw in the PCS all last year was it honestly not being played around. I think LeBlanc just needs to be left in the side lane as a split pusher, allow her to get as much gold and XP over your opponents. Try stay away from any of those bigger team fights, especially if you're playing against a champ like Nico.
Yeah, and I think to your point about sort of how LeBlanc ends up transitioning into a sustained DPS sort of champ, and at this stage isn't quite there yet. What she is right now is a very safe wave clearing champ, and that's sort of all you do. You sit around and you try and collect some waves. If there's a random skirmish that you can take for free, you take it, try and pick up some kill gold. But other than that, you're never going to be as impactful as a Nico in these fights, because the Pop Blossom itself is just more impactful than the entirety of this LeBlanc champion as it stands. And so, obviously, you can see by the score here, 5 kills for BYG. It is 116 being a part of all 5 of them. It's going to look for another one here. There's a lot of CC coming down, and Sword Art tries to get away. Magical Journey will not do it. We have a Bard on the Rift, being traitorous. It's on the new team.
I'm not too sure what happened to Sword Art there. I'm not sure if 1116 was disguised as a ward, and so when Sword Art checked it, he didn't think it was, a Nico or not. I didn't actually see, but either way, he checked the push and felt safe to keep going. Oh, it died.
Yeah, he drove backwards. I actually think he meant to, though.
Yeah.
In this case, I'll allow it.
It is that Storm Surge picked up second for the Nico, so we'll be dealing a lot of damage. Leandri on the way for the Rumble as well.
Oh my God, round 2? Round 2, Sword Art? You don't fall for it again, do you? Oh, we do, and here comes Casa. Casa will fall for it. He's not going to go down, but he's certainly going to lose too much health to ever contest this 3rd dragon now for the side of BYG.
Yeah, things are looking pretty worrying here for CFO. I don't think they have too much of a win con in this game unless they can really get this LeBlanc ahead in the side lane. But it feels like that ship might have already sailed at this point, because this 3rd dragon being picked up so early means there is a huge threat on the 4th dragon only 5 minutes away, and you're going to have to bring your LeBlanc out of the split push to try and contest that, which really doesn't feel feasible. Champions like LeBlanc and Bard are just less impactful in a straight-up team fight when you compare them to their counterparts than Nico and Rakan. So far it feels like the CFO comp, we said it required a lot more execution, both in the mechanical and decision-making department, and so far has not paid off.
Yeah, I think in general, we're seeing why 116 picked the champ, right? Nico, not the most predominant champion currently as things stands, but certainly making it work. I think, in general, if you're comfortable on a champion, you're comfortable with the matchup, there's no reason not to play it. And he's showing us exactly why here. Now, interestingly, in my humble opinion, I think the worst support item in the game is the Slay.
Yeah.
And Sword Art currently has it.
Yeah, that really surprises me.
It's like the best user of Bloodsong.
Yeah, almost. I kind of agree. I think pretty much every Bard I've ever seen has gone Bloodsong. So I'm very, very surprised by that. And honestly, yeah, I don't really know what his reasoning was. Okay, 2 items now for Shun. The question is, does it matter for the 4th dragon? I'm not sure it does, because I think that, well, the one thing you've got going for you is there isn't a whole lot of armor on Beyond, so you're not really reliant on having a Serylda's to do your damage, but I think Shun has to really go crazy in the next team fight, because Xayah almost certainly is going to have her Navori by that time, and I think the 2 items Xayah definitely out DPS's the Ezreal, unless there's you know, unless Shun plays it really well, essentially, and hits pretty much every Q.
Yep, and certainly easier said than done. As well as I just think if anyone gets caught by a Pop Blossom, they're pretty much dead, so just having that constantly in the back of your head is really daunting to play against. Now, topside control very heavily in favor of the side of CFO. Husha, in fact, getting forced away. Pop Blossom comes through. He's only going to find Sword Up, but the follow-up here onto Shun is going to be good. Does get made golden there by that Tempest Fate, but Shun doesn't have a way out, or does he? Does get the flash away. Husha, though, lands the stun now onto Rest, who's rooted up. He's going to get knocked up. He's going to get taken out. And now that's 2 down here on the side of CFO. BYG still standing 5 strong, and Shun has no idea what's waiting for him as he is going to get taken out. Husha going the long way around and being rewarded for it. 5 still strong here for BYG. Only 2 left for the side of CFO. Gory, though, is able to poke in and out. Slay True gets stunned up. 116, though, trying to find the damage. In fact, finds a lot of it here onto Gory. Is going to have to jump away. Driver, though, everyone actually just getting off the Baron is going to be stopped there. So a bit of a win for CFO, but certainly a lot of gold now on the side of BYG.
And managing to stop it there is good, but it does feel like Beyond running away with this game more and more. And that was a fight where I think very, very good engage from the Nico actually caught up Shun and was saved by Sword Art. I think despite Sword Art's scoreline, he actually played again that fight very, very well on the Bard. But they're just too far behind at this point really to do anything. It is only LeBlanc now hitting her 2 items. This is kind of when you're sort of expecting your LeBlanc to start doing stuff, but the game feels somewhat decided by this point already, especially with the 4th dragon spawning in just a minute and a half. We're going to replay of it. So, very nice engage, as I mentioned here. Now, pay attention to Shun. He gets locked up by the E, but Sword Art, as he's dying, he ults to Ezreal to save him and creates a portal for him to get out. So, really, really nice job. Shun manages to live for a long time, but there just isn't the damage to back this up. And after Rest dies, I think Shun was thinking, okay, I'll stay around in order to poke them off. But getting into the fog of war there was Husha on this Viego. Finds Shun, one-shots him on the backside. And I'm pretty sure Beyond could have done the Baron there, but unfortunately got peeled off it a little bit. But do they need to? Probably not. They're so far ahead. They've got this 4th dragon spawning in a minute. They've got spikes on pretty much everyone now. So it is looking good. And Driver has interrupted his Leandry to buy Anathema's chains, which I guess is going on Ezreal. I'm not too sure. That feels very random to me. Possibly it goes on LeBlanc just for the split push.
Yeah, maybe. I think, well, he's going to have to deal with it all game, right? You don't really want your Nico to, because she is just so strong. Able to look for fights pretty much whenever she wants. So having it on the LeBlanc and being able to take a little bit more poke, probably very beneficial. We'll see, though. 20 seconds now. Rest headed down. Everyone converging around this dragon. Of course, 116 does have that teleport available, and we have to watch out for Stay True, trying to get himself a nice teleport ward. Of course, the blue bush looks like the obvious choice. I've seen this one before. A lot of ults come down. Caster's very low. Here comes the teleport. There are low health bars, though, coming through for BYG, as Shun is landing a fairly decent amount of these Mystic shots. Gory will not be found here from the Pop Blossom, but will absolutely be taken out anyway. Big ult cooldown lost for the Nico, but the trade for LeBlanc's life certainly worth it.
Shun is the only damage here. He has to go really big in this fight, and he takes a bit of damage already. It makes his job harder.
They've managed to find their way onto Husha, but Husha's managed to get out as Rest getting taken out. Feng just wailing upon that back line. And now with the transform, Husha gets a bit of health back, gets a bit of tankiness, has another reset available for himself, and they're looking. Mystical Journey does come through, but he's found his way onto Shun. Shun doesn't have anything to his use. He's going to go down. There's only 2 left. It's Sword Art, it's Casa. It's the LPL imports. They're from Taiwan, but they're going down. Casa is the only one remaining. Infernal Soul now for BYG, and all attention likely to head towards this Baron, although teleport coming in from Gory shouldn't find a whole lot.
Can he catch some bases, though?
Oh, he doesn't.
Ooh. Well, he does put a stop to any ideas of Baron, but it doesn't look like that's what Beyond was going for anyway. As resets do come through, they now have a fairly solid gold lead as well as a 4th dragon to back that up. And it feels like the game is as good as theirs at this point, but they still need to find a way to close it out. And Baron has to be the logical choice for that. If they can push out that mid and top, control some of that topside jungle, start up a Baron and force CFO to come to them. Now, we're going to rerun of this fight. Despite the ult being missing from the Nico, I think the problem is Shun is really the only damage. It's actually pretty good engage that comes out of CFO here, but there really is just no follow-up, right? Zoned off by Driver's ultimate and just unable to get to the backline. Rest dealt with rather easily. And then Shun, again, he's doing what he can, but it's just so difficult.
Yeah.
Right? Especially without the Sorotas for the more consistent damage. Ease forward once, certainly punished for it. Forced away, taken out, and then the fourth dragon picked up.
Yeah, absolutely. BYG making up for their mistakes of game 2 and having a much cleaner game here in this one. I'm going to make a bold prediction here, but I don't think Rest gets most damage taken. I think it might be Cast in this game.
It probably is. Oh.
Gory is gone. Slippery champion, not slippery enough. Absolutely eliminated. 1116 having a right game for himself, as well as Husha. 705. Now, I'm not a fan of the PCS Viegos. Kyungye was about the only exception, but maybe I can add Husha to that list.
Yeah, Husha's kind of been impressive, right? I think a lot of last year was just riding the bench in Jinji's shadow, but he is proving himself to be very good. That's a lot of damage.
That is essentially a one-item rumble.
Yeah.
I think the anathemas will be on LeBlanc. I mean, I can't see it just now, but...
How much magic pen do you get from Empowered Ease? Is it 60% total, or is it more? It's a lot.
Yeah, it is an absurd amount, but he was actually just one-shotting the Udyr, who was built... I mean, to be fair, he hasn't exactly itemized in DMR mostly. He's got a frozen
he's
heart
got
in
quite
there.
a lot of it, though.
He certainly does have a lot of it, yeah.
I think it is just if you hit 2 Empowered Harpoons, it's something like 60% magic pen shred, which is insane.
And then just bonk him on the head with your mace.
Yeah.
Well, I think things are looking like it should go BYG favored. 14-3 is the kill score, and they're up 7k gold. Obviously has that Infernal Soul now, so anything that lands is going to land that much harder. I think now it's just a process. Pushing down mid, looking for this Baron. It doesn't feel like there's any world in which they lose a fight. Husha backing, does complete that Stair-X now, and returning onto the map, of course, Gory being that annoying LeBlanc, able to take out this vision.
Well, still looking at the Baron. Alternatively, can just play for the Elder in 3 more minutes. If they can secure the Baron, especially now, and then have the Baron buff to push up the lanes, it makes contesting Elder pretty much impossible. As Swordart, he's going to be found here.
Yeah, he's going to be found. That's Flash now lost on the Bard.
Is he out?
Clone. I'm not convinced. No. He's certainly not. He's absolutely dead. That's a transformation now. We have Bard. Husha going to just use that mystical journey out as Rest teleports in, quickly pops the ghost and gets on out of there. Should know in the area. Once again, it's going to be mostly up to him to find any damage. Gory yet to pick up that Cyclo Sword as 116 is...
He's on a mission.
He's an adventurous little siege minion. He's coming through. He's found his way onto Casa. He's going to be sitting on a ward, though, so they do definitely know where he is. Pop Blossom comes out. He's not going to find anyone important. He's going to be taken out.
Oh, and that should... Oh, are they going to keep going?
Yeah, Rest is going to be taken out too, though, so it's now going to be a 3v4 as Driver running forward. He lands the Harpoon. He's going to land another one, perhaps. He does, and he's following on through. A lot of damage coming through. Casa's trying to get out, and it doesn't matter how much magic resist you have. You are going to go down. Gory should be okay in the backside, though, and now Baron likely to be picked up from BYG.
Think so. Gory has to pull off a miracle to do this. Probably doesn't even have time to base TP. I think he just has to get aggressive here. Looks like he might actually be taken down. Oh, the Harpoons do miss. Oh, he goes back in.
Oh, he's getting a bit lippy. Does get taken out. Feng's able to turn around as Husha's fine to keep heading away at this Baron. Feng pops that Feather Storm. Won't connect on anyone as people are getting quite low here. Stun lands. Shun will find one kill here onto Driver. That's important. Gold onto him. Heartbreaker come through, though, and he should not be long for this world. In fact, is not.
I think, yeah, that was a 1k gold shutdown picked up by Shun. Does it matter, though? I feel like probably not. Down 10,000 gold. And now with the Baron, importantly, ahead of Elder, it's so easy for the side of Beyond just to push up the waves, use that Baron, and then get straight into that river. And, of course, just do the Dragon as soon as it spawns. I think that the items here are probably just too strong. We'll take a look at this replay.
This was ambitious.
Yeah, he probably needed a sweeper to do this. Because unfortunately he didn't know he was on a ward. It's just immediately turned on. Gets taken out. Rumble was pretty decent though. Still got a lot of damage onto Gory. And getting damage onto Gory I think it's pretty good here. Means that he can't just be a pest on the side of the team fight. Makes him kind of need time to TP back. Was just chased by Husha the whole fight, and Kasa unfortunately taken down by the squad here. Oh, look at all those cinders. Okay, so Dragon spawning in 10 seconds. It feels like it's just beyond. They've already pushed up mid and bot. At the same time, CFO, you have no choice but to contest.
Yeah.
Shun is reasonably strong here. He's got his Serodas and he's got his Hex Drinker. I feel like it's too little too late, and there's also a 10-0 Viego running around.
Yeah, the 10-0 Viego is what I've been looking at. Now, are they even going to turn? Of course, it doesn't feel like CFO can ever start this Dragon.
I think they might have to, but you're right. It feels really hard to do anything.
Oh, they're in a choke, and there is an equalizer. 116, though, being looked at by Rest, and Rest is going to be looked at instead. He's going to go down. That's going to be another kill here for Feng. 4v5 now as teleport coming through from 116, trying to cut off the team of CFO. There is a mystical journey. Equalizer's good. Tempest's Fate only will land on to Stay True. Not the most impactful member to hit on, and Sword Art won't be long for this world. Driver going to be able to comfortably pick that one up, and now the stragglers are running away. Casa's still alive. It feels like the only opportunity left in this game is a steal, but how likely is he to ever get anywhere near this pit? I think the question's being answered now. He's not. He's going to be taken out. Pop Blossom used. Husha picking up his 11th. Probably, oh, he's not going to look for the 12th.
Well, Elder picked up. They're TPing into the base.
Yeah, Driver's TPing in. Shun, I think you're in a bit of a predicament.
Ooh, almost a prediction from Driver. Doesn't manage quite to get it. And Shun actually lasted a pretty long time there as Husha, I think, just got his 11th kill.
I think it's 12.
Might be on 12.
Yeah.
He's a strong boy. Perhaps the best Viego performance we've seen. You know, we would have looked at Kongwei, but I don't think Kongwei ever got 12-0.
I don't think he was even a 12-0 Viego. Yeah. That's right.
Okay, so now sieging this down.
Yeah, I don't think there's much you can do. I think BYG can just staunch it out. They're going to. Rest will be absolutely annihilated. Sword Art too. Equalizer for 1 second, loses all of his health. Does use that Bard ult to try and delay just for that little bit more. Gory auto attack's really nothing to speak of as Husha remains on full health. Chow will be taken out. Gory does pick himself up a kill on Driver, but Casa's going to go down, and that's going to be yet another kill here found for Feng on this Xayah. It's going to be game number 3, and the first series of 2024 does go over to BYG. It was a long one.
There was.
2 40-minute games.